Hi, this is Billy Bassett, Associate Broker at One Realty Partners with offices in New Hartford Shopping Center and Washington Street in Rome. For the new year, what I'm doing is I'm going to be releasing a new video weekly. Hope to do it every Thursday around the same time. Each video is going to be doing is giving you a little insight into the world of real estate, market updates, tips and tricks, best ways when looking to buy a home, best things to do when you're looking to list your home. Just anything to do with real estate. On top of that, some community stuff to give you an idea of the community, especially for people that are coming into the area that don't currently live here, or even just to kind of highlight some places that locals don't even know about yet. On top of that, other things that just interest me. Sometimes I'll do maybe reviews of certain movies, new tech, just stuff like that. And if you have any ideas, leave it in the comments and I'll definitely consider it for the year. So I figure the best way to start the first video for the new year is if you're looking to buy a home this year, what should you be doing now to prepare you for that? Even if you're looking to buy the home in December of 2020, it's something you should start looking at, getting ready for now. You can never be too prepared. It's not something that is hard, so I'm not saying it's hard just because you have to plan early, but if you plan early, it's going to make it a lot smoother. So without further ado, I'm going to go over a couple tips. First and foremost, the number one thing that I make sure I tell all my clients, when I first talk to them when they start talking about buying a home, is finances. Number one being, if you're financing your home, which means if you're not paying cash, what are your plans? This is hugely important, and I know it sometimes will offend people when you bring it up, because you're talking money right away. But the worst thing that I see is when a prospective buyer gets their heart broken because they couldn't get the house that they initially wanted. Whether it be because it ends up being out of their price range, if it ends up being just something that they're not comfortable with paying because they weren't sure what the monthly payments were going to be until they kind of got down to it. Or if, you can get pre-approved for that amount and you're comfortable with that amount, but you go to look at a home, the market's real hot, homes are selling super fast, you go to look at it, but you didn't get a pre-qualification letter. Now you do go get one and you are pre-qualified and you can get the home. However, now because you weren't pre-qualified when we went to look at the house and you made the decision to put it in the offer, that home is now sold. To put in an offer, you do want to have a pre-qualification because the seller, rightfully wants proof that the person whose offer they're accepting is able to buy the home. Even if you're paying cash, a lot of places, attorneys, are going to want proof of funds. We can't just say, hey, we have the money under the mattress. As awesome as that would be, it just doesn't work that way, and you got to put yourself in the seller's footprint. Then to further go on to the financing side of it, you want to look at different loan options because there's different loan options, different loan programs. Are you a first-time home buyer? Do you qualify for something like that? Are you buying a home in a rural area that's going to get you a special type of loan that doesn't involve a down payment? Or are you looking at FHA, conventional? So that type of thing is why first and foremost you want to start with financing, and that being get pre-approved. So now we know what you could afford, what you're comfortable with affording, not even necessarily what you can afford, but what you're comfortable with affording as far as your monthly mortgage payments. And then we could go shopping. And now because we have this predetermined, we know what perimeters to stay in. So we're not shopping for homes that are under your budget, above your budget, a number that you're not comfortable with. We could pinpoint down, you could say, hey, okay, we're pre-approved for this much. This is what we're comfortable paying. Let's look at homes in this price range. So now you're only looking at homes in that range, and you're only getting your heart set on those homes that you can, at the end of the day, put in an offer and get that home. As far as loans, like I said, there's so many different loans. We are going to tackle that in a different video. I'm going to talk to a few different lenders and give insights on all the different loans. Also going to talk about some future programs that some have. We have the Home Ownership Center right here in Utica, which is an amazing program. They will help you match your down payment, and they have all different others. One of these videos I'm going to talk to one of them so they could give you the full insight. and just go from there. Number 2 after financing is planning. When are you looking to move? Where are you looking to move? Once you kind of have an idea, after the finances, I could kind of help you with that. You're going to know where you want to move for the most part, and that's the area we're going to look at. Remember, you could always change the home. You can't change the neighborhood. So, I always suggest, if a buyer isn't familiar with the neighborhood, drive by the neighborhood, get a sense of the neighborhood, see if it's someplace you would want to live. If you like having stores nearby or public transportation, if that kind of stuff is important to you, check out the neighborhood. I could give you info on a lot of those things, but at the end of the day, I'm not you, and I'm not the one that has to live there or be in that neighborhood. I could give you stats and facts and different amenities that the neighborhood offers, but only you are able to know if it's what you want. So I would suggest that. And then save. Save your money, because even with financing, we have great, workarounds. We have a thing called seller concessions, which is a little complicated for you to understand in a short video. But in short, what that is we will add money on top of the loan, so it's less money you have to pay out of pocket. That does mean you are financing more, but for example, easy math, say you put in an offer on a home for $100,000, that's what you want to offer to the seller. That's the money that they take home from the offer before all their fees and lawyers and their realtor fee. So let's say you do that. Instead of the offer reading $100,000, it would read somewhere around $106,000, with $6,000 of that going towards your closing costs, such as property taxes, title search, stuff like that. The one thing that you cannot put into that is the loan down payment. And most loans currently are 3.5 down. FHA, conventional, USDA is one that I briefly mentioned with the rural area where you don't need a down payment. Then there's different assistance programs. So, that's something that you would get into down the road, but that's why, we do the step, especially if you're brand new, you never bought a home, it's all new to you. We're going to walk you through each step, hold your hand, make it easy as possible, and get you into your home. So those are my 3 biggest tips, for if you plan to buy a home in 2020. Number 1, first and foremost, talk to a lender. I have experience with tons of lenders. We could find one that will fit you the most comfortably. And on top of that, I could give you advice on which ones were good. Every situation's different, but one huge thing that I run into is someone will say, hey, this person said that this bank is really good, or this is my bank and they've been great to me. And they might be an absolutely amazing bank, but they might not do great with mortgages. For example, they might not do their mortgages within their own company. They might sub it out. And then it could kind of get a little dicey. I want to make sure that your transaction is as smooth as possible, as stress-free as possible. So we will talk all different options. Of course, at the end of the day, it's up to you who you want to use as your lender, but I could guide you and give you many options. Then you could do some research and reach out to them, and then we could make a decision. So that's it. I didn't want to make this video too long, it being the first one, but every week we will get a different video to you. I would love to know any suggestions you have for videos, because if I'm doing one every week, that means I have to come up with 52 different videos, and I've only got about 20 ideas, if even that. So leave a comment, let me know what future videos you'd like to see, and if you have any questions, reach out to me.